The magic pink dress. Long ago, nestled between the whispering trees and the golden hills, there was a village called Lulina. It was a peaceful place full of laughter, hard work, and simple lives. Yet, like many villages, it had its own unspoken rules. Rules about beauty, status, and who deserved to be heard. In this village lived a girl named Mira. Mira was quiet. Not the kind of quiet that comes from fear, but the kind born of listening to the birds in the morning, to the stream as it bubbled past the stones, and to the stories her grandmother told by firelight. Mira had no fancy clothes, no ribbons in her hair, and no sparkling shoes. Her dresses were patched with love, her hands rough from helping, and her dreams hidden deep in her heart. People often passed her by. Some barely noticed her at all. The other girls in the village wore dresses of bright colors, sky blue, sunflower yellow, and deep purple stitched with lace. They danced in the square and drew the eyes of all. Mira would sit by the well, her fingers wrapped around her journal, writing stories that no one ever read. But one fateful afternoon, something changed. Mira had wandered farther into the forest than usual, following the soft hum of bees and the scent of wildflowers. She was looking for wild herbs to help her grandmother's aching knees. The trees grew thicker, the light dimmer, until she stumbled upon a place she had never seen before. A hidden clearing. The sun broke through the canopy above, and in the center stood a tree unlike any other, a cherry blossom tree. Blooming bright pink, though it was not the season. Its petals glowed like silk in the wind. Beneath the tree, folded neatly atop a mossy stone, was a wet dress. It was the most beautiful dress Mira had ever seen. It shimmered like moonlight dipped in rosewater, soft and glowing, as if sewn from the sky itself. Next to it was a small golden note. Mira picked it up with trembling fingers. To the one with a pure heart. Wear this dress, and the world will see you as you truly are. Mira looked around, half expecting someone to come running, claiming the dress. But no one did. And so, with reverence, she slipped into the dress. The fabric hugged her shoulders perfectly. The hem brushed the tops of her bare feet. A warm wind swept through the clearing, and Mira felt something stir deep within her chest. Not magic from the outside, but courage from within. She returned to the village, heart pounding. The change was immediate. People turned to look. Eyes softened. Voices greeted her warmly. "Is that Mira?" they whispered. "She looks radiant." That day, the baker gave her the freshest roll. The tailor offered scraps of silk. The children gathered around to hear her stories. Her voice was the same, but people finally listened. It wasn't just how she looked. It was how she carried herself. Straight, braver, louder. She smiled with her whole face now. She began helping others not just in silence, but with leadership. She stood up for a boy who was being teased for stuttering. She suggested new ways to plant crops that her grandmother had taught her. People nodded and followed. Weeks passed. The dress never faded. Mira wore it like armor. But one night, as the first cold winds of the season swept through the village, Mira folded the dress as always and placed it at the foot of her bed. In the morning, it was gone. She searched the house, the yard, the path to the forest. Nothing. For a moment, her chest tightened with fear. What if they stopped seeing her again? What if she returned to being invisible? But when Mira stepped outside in her old patched dress, something amazing happened. The villagers still smiled. The children still came running. The baker still saved her a roll. And when she spoke, they still listened. Mira walked to the village square that afternoon, sat under the big fig tree and began telling a story. A story about a girl and a magical pink dress. One that revealed not who she could become, but who she had been all along. And as she spoke, she looked toward the horizon, and for just a moment, far off beyond the trees, she saw a flicker of pink petals dancing in the wind. Moral of the story: true magic doesn't change who you are, it helps you see what was always inside you.